Duel Review is brought to you by NexusDigitalComics.com. On today's Duel Review, it's Duels of the Planeswalkers 2013. I'm RJ.
And I'm Nick.
Let's get to it.
Welcome to Tuesday the 10th of July. Tim, happy birthday. We're doing Duels of the Planeswalkers 2013.
That's right. It's like a brand new car because it's out now, but it's 2013 model.
Very true.
Anyway, here it is. So the big deal about this one is that it can now be on iOS devices, you know,
Which
iPad
is why he's
specifically.
showing
I think Android as well, but yeah, so it's really the same game as 2012 as far as the way it functions, the way it plays. Some of the graphics have been updated. It's got a nice cutscene here. It's got good voiceovers. So it's not really doing a whole lot at the point. It's building suspense is what it's doing, and being very dim.
Yes, very
There
dim.
we go.
Oh, bright lights.
Yeah, so they go through some of the characters and kind of just explain their motivation a little bit more, and they have more fun with it. So I appreciate that for sure. So we'll go ahead and stop that.
Shh, quiet.
So there are definitely, you know, moves in the right direction, and then there are just kind of vertical moves. I do have an issue with the iPad. Like, some people love it, some people, like me, I assume, which I haven't heard very much negative press, but I don't like it because there's too much of the from this side of the iPad to this side of the iPad, and then you've got to hold down for a second before you can move your card. You can't just go flick, 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 flick. So it really defeats the purpose to me because it's supposed to feel, you know, more like playing the actual game.
Right.
But having said that, it would be awesome. You know, it's awesome that I can go anywhere and be like, hey, I got my iPad with me on board. Let's play some, you know, Magic. So that's cool. And they also have this thing now in all the game. Like, you can also get this on PS3 and Xbox, you know, XBLA and all that stuff. They also have these things called encounters. The first two, at least the second one, you know, they both did. They had, you know, unlockable, you know, tournament kind of, you know, you progress, whatever challenges. Oh yeah, and then they had the actual challenges. That's what I was getting to. They had the actual challenges where you had a certain card and you were in a certain situation. You had to figure out how, you know, what combination of cards or what combination of, you know, creatures, or, you know, you had to kill one creature because that would, you know, allow you to use this special or whatever.
Right, you talked about that on the last video. You had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I didn't see that in here, but I'm sure they didn't abandon it. I just haven't gotten to it yet. I've been having fun with what they call encounters, and encounters they're much more simple. It's a little frustrating in that fact that it's so simple, but it's also kind of fun. Like, you stumble into a nest of owls or something like that, and so literally the other opponent just plays owls, and so you have to figure out how to beat the owls because, you know, they're flying, and so they're weak, but they can always come up. You know, they don't take very much, you know, mana and whatever. They're hard to defeat because they're flying. So you just got to figure that out. And Magic, you know, has always been strategy and luck as well.
Right.
Those rely much more, I think, in luck than the challenges in previous rely much more in strategy. So there is a little bit of shift there. But again, I'm sure the challenges are in here. I just haven't gotten to them. And besides that, the only real difference is, you know, they have these things called Planeschase. So you remember the archenemy in 2012? You know, 2012 added that.
Yeah, it's archenemy on the 2012 one would be
Well, it's
a group
you
of
and
people.
Yeah,
a group of people versus one very powerful person.
Right.
That's
right.
what that is.
Which it's sad that you, as far as I remember, you couldn't be the archenemy facing the other four. But anyway, so it was fun. It introduced these, you know, these other cards that, you know, you'd flip them over periodically, and they would kind of change the environment, you know, whatever. This Planeschase does the same sort of thing, except for it's 4 equal opponents all against each other, and it goes clockwise or counterclockwise, depending on, you know, it can be reversed. The order can be reversed, but you have all these cards, so you flip it over, and it's like, okay, well, now Magic, you know, costs less. And it also involves a die, which you roll a die if you want to. You have one free per turn, or one roll free per turn, or you can spend mana in order to get additional turns. and there are two symbols. If you get the crown or whatever, it will change the card, and so you change the card. It's like, oh, okay, well now white magic doesn't work or whatever it is. And then there's another little swishy symbol that if you do it, like it'll give you another character, or it'll give you more mana, or whatever. It has a different rule. So there are two rules on each card that you turn. I'm not thinking of good examples, but that's really kind of compelling. It'd be interesting to see. I haven't played against a human character. I'm sure you can. Well, a human as in you, or most of the characters are human. But I mean, the player character,
right? Player
controlled character.
So in the 2012, you have, what was it called? I'm sorry, Arch Enemy.
Yeah. And
in this one, you have Planeschaser. Which of the two, I guess, side games would you prefer?
I actually kind of like Arch Enemy a little better. Overwhelming odds, that sort of thing. They can both feel a little cheap. Sometimes you just can't get anywhere. But in this one, more often than not, you are going to be attacked, no matter if the computer. Even though they're fighting each other, they usually go for you. So even if you're like really low in health, and it would behoove them really to start whittling down somebody who gained like 60 points or something, they'll attack you. Well, so that's irritating.
That's what
doesn't always happen.
I would do that. If I see a weak character, I would attack them to get rid of them. So it's one
No,
less...
you would. Okay, look. I have 5 health. You have 10 health. The other guy has 125 health. I mean, what are you going to do? Like, literally. I mean, it's not usually that bad, but I literally had a situation where he had 10, I had 5 or 11 or something like that, and the other guy had 64. It's like, are you serious? You're going to take me out so that they're less... Because as long as you have other people on the board, if you all gang up, you can defeat that guy. Right. But once you defeat everybody else, it's 11 against 64. That's a pretty overwhelming odds.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So it's a little different than, I understand that strategy of, get rid of the weak link, so now it's just between you and him. But, there's a potential for them to help you as much as hurt you in this. So, whatever. It just seems a little heavy against the player character. They have a few new Planeswalkers, and they have lots of new, what do you call them, avatars or whatever for you to choose, which was kind of a problem in the first one. I mean, they had enough, but I don't know, it just adds more variety. And it also adds a few more cards. They were kind of pushing it as, a whole bunch of new decks and all that stuff, and there is a little bit of that, but it's not like a whole bunch. Like, it really isn't. If you enjoyed 2012, is it worth it to buy 2013?
That's a good question.
I think that the cutscenes and whatnot, it immerses you much more. You had a problem with the last one in that the music was so low that you didn't even hear it really.
Right.
This one has a little bit more fun in the music, but it's not. I wish that first one had more driving music, and I wish that they had done that. And the first one also repeated itself too much, which is why I think they backed away from that, because they only have a few pieces of music and they just use them heavily. I wish it was more driving, because it's a little bit more la la la. It's kind of like I want like dun, 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 whatever. I'm that kind of guy. So it'd be nice to be able to choose your own soundtrack or whatever. Just have some more variety in there. But I do really enjoy it. The added iPad. I guess let's see what else is unique about the iPad. I mean, they have all the standard buttons. Oh, one thing is that the timer goes so quick that instead of pushing a button, like hanging back and just being like, oh shit, the timer's going, and then clicking a button, you have to be like, oh crap, and then like put your thing, like if you're just sitting, it's a little bit, you can miss. I've missed more timers, not thinking about what card can I play, and then also like when I'm looking at a card, sometimes you gotta like hold it and double tap or whatever to bring it up. You can look at the card, and then it's like, oh, the timer's going, I gotta get rid of this card, so it's like, and then so it's just a little awkward. Maybe it's just I'm not used to it, but it takes longer. It definitely takes longer to work with the cards, work with the game than it does on, with a controller.
So would you prefer playing it on?
Oh, absolutely. I'd prefer playing it on PS3 or XBLA, absolutely. But it is really cool that they're doing that, and it's the full game. It's not any different except for a few of the locations and having the touchscreen and stuff. It's the exact same game, though. I like having that option.
Right.
But to me, it's a little clunkier than the...
Now, when you go to like a comic shop and you see a whole bunch of people playing, Magic the Gathering, do you whip out your iPad and say, I want to play?
Can't do that.
No, you can't.
But you could do, iPad.
Well, let's hope that they have iPads.
Yeah. But you can't do that with obviously any of the computer
Console games, yeah.
I mean, you can play multiplayer, but anyway, that leads me, I guess, to the last question, which is the same. It's the same complaint. Is like, why do they release like foil packs when all it is like the same card with like a weird rainbow tint? It's not. It's stupid. What they should do is if you buy the foil pack in real life or something, then you can download it in the game or something like that. Cool. They should cooperate. Like, I'm really happy with Marvel in the way that they're doing the, buy physical, get the digital. I just bought actually an Amazon movie called Lord of the Flies, which we'll be reviewing recently. I bought that on Amazon and it gave me a free 24-hour rental on their, on their service.
So you can watch it.
So I could watch it while it was being shipped to me. So that was kind of nice. So I wish that, more people would do that. I think definitely we need to do that at some point. If you buy the digital, you get the physical, or no, the physical, then
buy
the
the
digital.
physical, get the digital.
Because some people just want to collect, And I would like to have, the physical cards, but I have so much fun here, and I'm not a huge competition tournament guy. That it's not worth it to buy it twice, really.
I used to have a whole bunch of
they could probably get a lot more money out of me if they got me into that world by supplying them, together or whatever. So that's really it. I just, it's a good enough game to bring to your attention. If you were holding off on 2012, definitely don't miss 2013.
Oh, yeah, so I don't think you really qualified. Would you prefer 2012 or 2013?
2013, why not?
Okay.
The new encounters are not as good as the challenges, but it is fun. I don't know. 2012, that's the one I bought. Everything. I don't think I'm going to buy everything for 2013.
Right.
Again, we'll see how much I use it on the iPad. It could be that I do use it a while, every once in a while because I have my iPad on my couch or whatever. I'm comfy. I'm doing my writing. I need a break. I do some magic or whatever.
Yeah.
We'll see. But yeah, I think it's a step in the right direction. And having the exact same game is kind of impressive. I mean, it looks pretty good on the iPad. It's just the functionality. Like, I have a second generation iPad. No, it's first generation iPad. And it runs really slow on this. I mean, even like Infinity Blade runs better than that game on this.
Which is weird. Wow, that's kind of odd to me.
Yeah, and that's pretty intensive. Anyway.
Graphic heavy.
All right, guys, so that's it. Follow us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, tell us what you think.
Check out our wares on spiderwolf.com. Check out our Duel review channel. We got a whole bunch of great stuff. Today's Tuesday. What are we putting out there today?
We're doing part 2 of Jaws Unleashed.
Oh, yes.
The final part. Will we get out of the lab? You'll find out.
Hopefully you'll remember to bring your
ridiculous barf bag.
Barf bags, because
man,
killed me, man.
Yeah, so go check it out. It's a lot of fun, and we've got some fun games coming up. So, all right, guys. See you later.
Oh,
yay.
I was lying at my shot and
The future of Marvel Comics up next. On today's Duel review, it's Duels of the Planeswalkers 2013. I'm RJ.
And I'm Nick.
Let's get to it.
Lots of S's. Duels, you know what nerds like? Lots of S's. Duels of the Planeswalkers.
Just Duel of the Planewalker. How about that? Because you are the Planewalker, right? We make it more personal that way. What ifs? Just saying.
I made that. It's Optimus.
Yay.
It's the truck and the trailer.
Abstract.
Well, it's more minimalistic cubism, sort of.
By the way, it is summertime and it's hot in here. I'm hot.
I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt. I'm actually
cakey.
okay. But I work outside in the sun all day, so I sweat a lot. And I guess I get used to the heat. I don't know.
I like the north.
What does that mean? We're in the north.
I like to be cold. That's what it means.
Ah, because we're in the northwest. It's just hot. But we have the huge light that freaking shines fire on us. It's like, I'm on fire! I'm on fire!
Are you going to continue that?
No, I'm done.
Have at thee!